What's cracking? What's good? Welcome back to Boo TV. Appreciate you guys for stopping in. As always, like, comment, subscribe, tell your friends, tell your wife. We out here, baby. All right, we got another player tribute, player analysis, if you will. We're going to pay homage to the OG, Rasheed Wallace. I don't think people realize how dope, how good of a player Rasheed Wallace was. I feel like a lot of people don't pay respect to players of the past that played a significant amount of time in the eras where the rules were different, the defense was a lot tougher, there were less possessions, and some players played a smaller role in addition to that, so their statistics don't jump out at you, so people just assume they weren't much of a player or as good as they were. And you would have to watch these games. It's more than just watching ESPN highlights and going on Google and looking up stats and trying to talk about a player. You would have had to see these players play and put everything into context and understand how good this player actually was. Especially in the eras where the rules were different, the defense was tougher, there were less possessions. All right, and Rasheed Wallace is one of those players. All right. His stats don't jump out at you. When you look at his career stats, they're somewhere around 14, 15 points a game, 6 rebounds, 1 assist, something like that. They don't jump out at you. So you're like, oh, this is just a role player. And it's like, no, Rasheed was a bad boy. No pun intended to his time with the Pistons. Not the bad boy Pistons, but the new bad boy Pistons. But anyway, Rasheed was drafted in 95 by the Washington Wizards and then had a long career with the Trail Blazers and then moved on to the Detroit Pistons, and then I think he did some time in Atlanta and Boston and maybe New York. Not completely sure about the New York. I think. But anyway, Rasheed was a bad mofo. Rasheed Wallace was damn near 7 feet, if not was 7 feet. 6'10", 6'11", 7 foot tall guy. You want to talk about a complete player? No, you want to talk about a complete player. Seriously. I don't think there's much. Rasheed Wallace is the embodiment of what you would call a complete player. He was extremely good defensively, could move his feet, could guard multiple positions, could shot block, didn't look that strong when you look at his body, but he was strong. All right, so defense, check. As a power forward, he played most of his time as power forward. Occasionally, he'd do a little bit of time at center and stretch the floor. We'll get into that. All right, could rebound. Only averaged about roughly 2 assists over the span of his career. Right? But he was an exceptional passer. I'm telling you right now, when you talk about bigger players, power forwards, centers that could really pass the ball, Rasheed Wallace is one of them. And at no point in his career, I don't think he ever averaged 3 assists, but he was an exceptional passer. And you don't get credit unless you pass to a player that makes the shot, right? So the player has to make the shot. And then you got hockey assists. But he always would pass the ball in a system to the right person, whether that person took the shot or made the next best pass. But he always made good passes in the grand scheme of an entire play. So this is a situation where people would just look at his stats and be like, oh, God, he never even averaged 3 assists in his career. He couldn't pass the ball. Are you nuts? Rasheed Wallace was unselfish and made a lot of great passes that would not even show up in a stat sheet. That's why I have this channel, to put things in the context. It ain't all about what you look up on Google. I'm talking about the real savants, the real people know, man. That watch this man play. He could pass the ball. I say he could rebound, he could defend, and god damn it, could the man score. And here's again, at no point in his career did he ever average 20 points per game. At not a single point in his career, and for a single season, did he ever. He was often, somewhere between 18, 19 points because he played his role. He could have been more than that had he really pushed that. There's no doubt in my mind Sheed could have averaged 24, 25 points per game for several seasons. But he played hard and he played within his role within the grand scheme of the team. He was usually on some pretty damn good rosters and deep rosters with a real balanced attack that really passed the ball. The dude could score on the block. The dude could score in the paint. The dude could score from three-point land. I'm talking face, spot up, catch and shoot, buckets. I'm talking hit, Sheed in the post, demanding the ball. Got his defender pinned. Give me the ball. Got it? All right, let me go to work. Boom, boom. Dream shake. Turn around, fadeaway, jumper. Turn around, straight up, jumper. Turn around, lean, jumper. Off the glass. Got the angles off the glass. Nothing but net. Dunk on you. How you want it. Sheed was really fucking unstoppable if you wanted to be. Like, if she came into the game, like, I'm gonna be unstoppable tonight. I'm gonna give you 35. I'm gonna give you 35 and 8 boards. He could do that every night if he wanted to. But I ain't gonna knock him and say that he was shy, coy, unaggressive. That was not the case. And the scheme of his stats and the scheme of his points, he was an aggressive player. She wasn't no bitch. Y'all should know that if you watch him play. She wasn't no bitch. She was an aggressive player, wasn't timid, but he was whatever his team needed him to be that night. He was that kind of guy. Whatever the team needed him to be that night, he could give you that. He could. I'm telling you, man, his offensive game was pure. It was lethal. He could get you from anywhere. And then three-point land, especially when they would put him in at the 5 or even a 4. Back then, in his era, a lot of people wasn't shooting threes, or they wanted to stay in the paint and defend. So when they could push Sheed out to the three-point line and open up the lane, or if they ain't gonna open up the lane, we gonna pass the ball back to Sheed. And he was a shooter. He was Drainos from 3. Never leave Rasheed Wallace wide open. His buckets, baby. She was a problem, bro. And he doesn't get enough credit, and the statistics don't do him justice. You would have had to seen him play. And as a lifelong Laker fan, especially them days in Portland, I was scared of Rasheed Wallace. That Portland team for years was crazy dope. And I remember Game 7, 2000 Lakers 2000 NBA run, Game 7. It was looking bad for the Lakers, and they came back in the fourth quarter and made that run. But Sheed was scary. Every time I played the Trailblazers, man, Sheed scared the hell out of me because I know what he was capable of doing. And let's not forget, Rasheed Wallace is a champion. He won in 2004 with the Detroit Pistons after they beat the Lakers. And he was a major contributor to that team. They probably don't win that championship without Rasheed Wallace. But like I said, he played within his role. Like those Trailblazer teams were deep. And they didn't want him in that position. Whatever the team needed. He could if they needed him to be that guy on that night, and I say, hey, I want you to show out with an all-star performance today, he could do it on command. Don't forget, Rasheed Wallace also made 4 NBA All-Star teams. 4-time NBA All-Star. So don't get it twisted, man. Sheed was a beast. An absolute beast. His time, his tenure on the Trailblazers and the Detroit Pistons, he was a problem, bro. He was a problem. I didn't want the smoke. Now, those last couple years with the Pistons, he started to tailor off a bit, age and attrition, lesser role. But he was still getting like 30-something minutes per game, but his role was more diminished. But he always, usually for the bulk of his career, he played on a team where they had good depth and good quality players around him. And it goes to show he is an NBA champion. Like, Sheed was... There's not many players that when my Lakers will go against them, certain players, I'll be like, it's going to be a long night. She was one of those guys where I was like, it's going to be a long night. He used to give Robert Horry to work, bro. He used to cause fits for Robert Horry. And any of the Lakers, nobody could guard him. Nobody could guard him on that team, man. She was unstoppable, bro. So, yeah, man, he don't get the credit he deserves, and I'm here to pay homage. We here because you clicked the video. You didn't have to click the video if you didn't think it was somewhat interesting or you already know what the deal was. So you here to pay homage too to the boy Sheed. But as always, y'all know how we do. You ain't gotta believe me, because I don't know what I'm talking about. Let's take a look at some Rasheed Wallace highlights together. All right, got a video here by the Portland Trail Blazers. Highlights Rasheed Wallace's career high 42 points in Denver. There's not a whole lot of footage or a whole lot of videos with Rasheed Wallace highlights. It's a shame, and high quality ones as well. So, but let's check this out. Career high 42.
Timing is good enough, and he's a good enough athlete. He's going to get to a lot of shots. Wallace. That barely grazed the iron, but it's run down by Augment, and they robbed, and that nearly went in. Wallace was
February 2001. Easy dunk. This Trailblazers team scared me, bro.
When the shot goes up, we got to put a body on somebody. We can't watch him because
mid-range, pop, sweet stroke, man, sweet stroke.
If you can pull one pop, come off the floor in the second half.
Bonzi Wells.
Good defense on Wells. Off to Rasheed Wallace, who hits another three. That's his third of the game.
Buckets, 3 ball, 3 ball. Trey shot. Bonzi Wells. Give it to him in the post. Body, no, don't matter. Off the glass. Sweet English. Sweet, sweet English. Moving without the basketball as well. I didn't even mention that one. It's a high IQ basketball player. Come get it. Scoop. How many moves does he have? Infinite. Right there. In the post. What? Fadeaway. Sweet stroke. Couldn't do nothing about him.
I've seen him all year. I think you're absolutely right.
Come on, give it back to him. Watch this. But he go glass. Glass. Oh, this is a 3-point shot waiting. I can tell. Yep. You gonna leave him open? That's Sheed. That's Sheed.
He's got 40. And Portland's going to win this thing. 95-81. Now, there's Smith looking for help. Well, there's one.
Buckets.
He always provides help. 42 now for Rasheed. He's going to say, though,
here we got another video. Rasheed Wallace, 33 points at Lakers, Christmas Day, year 2000.
Wedstrijd 7 vorig jaar. 15 punten voor in het vierde kwart. Precies. In de finale van de Western Conference. En hij
going hard to the
15
rack,
punten
bro.
achter in het vierde kwart tegen
On
Portland.
horse
In wedstrijd
train.
nummer 7. Hij reageert nergens op. En waarom? Zou je eigenlijk afvragen, waarom is het dan zo lastig?
I would love that Sheed on my team. With all the technical fouls and everything, I'll still take him. Look at that, get in position. Look at the baby hook. Sheed was a beast, bro.
Beide ploegen een kwartier rust gaan nemen.
Calling for it. Look at that, even Kobe.
Smith. Bryant naar Tenberthy.
Blocking shots. Blocking shots.
Wallace.
Not a problem.
Overname nu met Stoudemire. Wallace.
Not a problem.
Slechte paas op de enkels van Grant.
Hij kon geen kans meer op, hij had geen schot. Oeh, wat een goede paas zeg.
Aware.
Harper door naar Fox.
Kan een aanval een fout zijn. Hier zal het nog goed te zien zijn. Kijk maar, hij duwt Wallace helemaal weg.
Portland is bijna weer op gelijke hoogte. 3 punten verschil nog maar. Wallace met O'Neal. Wallace heeft lef.
Sack one on fadeaway.
Nog maar 1
Spin towards the baseline. What up?
In de eerste 5 aanvallen van
With
de
the
LA
diesel.
Lakers.
With the great defense by Shaq too.
Wallace heeft alweer 2 keer gescoord.
Het lijkt allemaal zo makkelijk bij Bryant.
Horace Grant, you don't want this.
Met Horace Grant. Dat moet Wallace aan kunnen. Kijken zeg. Ja, dus dat is technische fout en vrije worp. En balbezit voor LA vervolgens.
Hij schiet gewoon over hem heen. Hij staat er gewoon niet.
I feel like he will always give the Lakers work, man.
Wallace wil ook zeker zo, net zoals een kerstwedstrijd ook. Die willen gewoon ook goed spelen, dunken, hardlopen.
Is voor de Lakers. Heeft Portland slechts 3 punten achterstand. Je kan ook zeggen, heeft LA slechts 3 punten voorsprong.
Again,
Achter
great
laten
pass.
maken. Ja, dan heeft Fox een goede avond. Maar ja, dat gaat even maar voor gevaar kiezen. Of hij schiet raak, of hij krijgt vrije worpen.
And
Nu werd hij
great
goed
free throw
verdedigd door
shooter, obviously.
Ja, O'Neal hebben ze ook aardig
Exceptional
onder
free throw
controle.
shooter.
Hij doet het ook heel rustig aan.
Especially for somebody at his position.
Hier is hij weer. Wallace. Hij doet het toch weer. En hij scoort. Nou schieten.
Couldn't stop
Vindt
this
wel
man.
slim.
Ja.
Bryant naar binnen. Bryant. Ze laten hem gaan en hij krijgt de af. Nou.
Eens even kijken. Nou, daar gaat hij. 2 tellen ritme.
So you're gonna get this
Is iets voor te
offensive
zeggen,
foul
hoor.
today, Cole.
Wallace staat, Paul.
Ja.
Kees, nog eens kijken. Daar gaat hij. Daar komt
You're gonna get
Wallace
this
aan.
offensive foul today,
Ja, die
Cole.
staat.
Die staat stil hoor.
En de scheidsrechter zullen ongeveer. Wij kunnen niet zien of hij buiten die 5 streepjes staat. Dat rondje.
Hier wel.
Hier kunnen we het zien. No charge zone. Hij staat er net buiten. Goeie call. Gedurfd. Wel opschieten.
De 3 punten is mis. Pippen heeft de rebound.
There it is, man. Wish they had more. They have some more highlights, but they're not really high quality. It's really hard to see. But, you know, nonetheless, exceptional player. And for those of you that didn't get a chance to see him play when he was active, I can only tell you from my experience, it's beautiful basketball watching Sheed play. Yeah, he had a hot head. Yeah, he used to get a lot of technical fouls, but you would take all of that luggage, given the player he is, to have him on your team. Trust me, he's that good of a player. But anyway, appreciate you guys. Let me know what you think about Sheed in the comment section below. Would love to hear your opinion. Like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you for watching. I'll catch you guys on the next one. We out, baby.